Experience off the bench, the game could be over 10 minutes into it. So I like what Ed Cooley is doing right there, giving more guys some experience. Because you're thin anyway, so you might as well play Goldsboro and Kafani early, get their feet wet, get their confidence going, and all of a sudden you might have contributors.
Big East officiating crew: John Gaffney, Rob Wiley, and Sean Corbin. Flyers in the home white. Fairleigh Dickinson in the road dark blue with white numerals and red trim, and we're underway. Flyers, the basket to our right. On the radio, we're glad you're with us on 103.7 again this season, as well as on Flyers.com. And Fairleigh Dickinson opens up in a 2-3 zone defense to start the game. With the ball on the right wing is Council. Between the circles is Cotton. Cotton passes over the left wing for Hinton. Down the baseline left for Council. Council kicks the ball back out top for Cotton. Kicks it left for Henton. Gets an open look at three. And LaDontae Henton starts his college career by burying the three.
Well, a good offense right there, too. They run Council along the baseline where the defense has to collapse. They look opposite and find a wide open jumper.
Open tip, by the way, brought to you by Taco Bell. It's not just food, it's fourth meal for the Knights. They have the ball basket to our left here in the first half, and a long three-pointer is good from the right wing for Lonnie Hayes. JUCO transfer from Missouri.
He can shoot it, I tell you what. Ed Cooley, so you got to get a hand up in that defense here. The guy's not big enough.
And the Flyers turn the ball over as they go up against half-court pressure, and the ball goes to the far side, and the Flyers cut the long way for the ball. And they throw the ball out of bounds.
So Cotton got to the middle of that defense, and then he threw the ball opposite over. The Council was cutting. He wasn't there. Turnover.
Fairleigh Dickinson's ball as Robinson drives and shot gets blocked out of bounds by Brees Kofani. And that's the one thing the young man from Cameroon can do is block shots.
Well, his confidence level from the Assumption game, the first exhibition game, till now has gone up 1,000%. I mean, he is really confident out there. He's looking to block shots and play good D.
Robinson inbounds, an open three from the right wing on the way is in and out. Loose ball rebound comes down to Council. Missing the shot was Breon Smith. Now the Flyers with Council. Goes left corner for Cotton. Back to Council. High post for Goldsboro. Kicks it to the right wing now for Henton. Henton looks to the post. Goes cross court. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. We got a whistle and a foul under the basket. And the foul was called inside on Keenan Rockford, the 6'6" junior from Brooklyn.
Grabbing Kofani going across the lane right there. Picks up a cheap foul.
First foul on either team. Flyers will inbound under the basket. Right side from the baseline.
Flyers going to probably see a lot of zone this year, John, because of the outside shooting.
Inbounds goes into the backcourt, chased down by Cotton. He'll bring it left to right into the forecourt again against the 2-3 zone. Looks like they cannot match up a little bit with it. As Cotton slides to the right side, a pass for Council in front of the FBU bench. Top of the key for Cotton. Looks to the high post, backs to it out toward the left side. Passes on the wing for Henton. Down the left corner for Council. Fakes, drives, gets cut off. Now finds on the baseline Kofani. Feeds off back inside Council. Ball gets stolen by Fairleigh Dickinson. Robinson pushes up the floor and is stolen back by Cotton. Cotton one-on-one with Robinson. Drives. Nice little crossover as he goes right by Robinson and scores.
Robinson's not slow. Cotton made him look like he had his foot nailed to the floor, went by him so fast. Nice move by Cotton. Shows some great quickness there.
Flyers with an early 5-3 lead. We're about 2 minutes deep into the ball game here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Top of the key with the ball and driving the right side is Lonnie Robinson. Now gives the ball back to Smith. Smith hands off to Lonnie Hayes. Hayes now handles between the circles against Cotton to fly man-to-man. Dumps the ball off in the high post to Rockford. Back to Hayes in the right wing. He kicks off underneath. Look for the give and go and threw the ball out of bounds. A turnover.
The little pick and roll right there by Fairleigh Dickinson. Good job by Goldsboro jumping up on the jump shot there from make sure not allow another three-pointer.
2 turnovers for both sides here in the opening 2.5 minutes. Flyers walking into the forecourt. And for Providence team that led the Big East in scoring last year, we expect a different look. There's an alley-oop to Kofani from Council, and Kofani jams it home.
Well, that's good execution on that zone offense. Good play. Ed Cooley put that play in there. He brought Goldsboro to the top of the key, and Kofani went back door and gets the easy lob.
So Kofani gets his first Flyer basket of his career with emphatic form on the dunk in a 7-3 Providence lead. On the right wing, Rockford, top of the key with the basketball now is Smith, goes off to the left side. Robinson feeds the post, dumps it off, throws it away, but picked up by Hayes on the perimeter. He penetrates, and we have a whistle and a foul on his drive into the paint.
Going to call that on Cotton right there. They thought it was an off-arm. Cotton got to the defensive end pretty quick. He has great speed and quickness, Bryce Cotton.
First on Cotton. First on the Friars, and the shot clock gets reset. Knights will inbound the basketball baseline right, flip it out on the perimeter now to George Good. He fires the three from the top of the key and missed it. Loose ball is taken by Henton under the basket. So far, the Flyers doing well on the backboards. Council with the ball right outside the top of the key, pulls up against the zone. Cotton, in effect, is the point guard as Council has it on the right wing. Zone comes out to greet him. Back to Cotton between the circles. Now Cotton, 2 dribbles, left wing for Henton, looks at the high post, baseline left now for Council, back to Henton, back to Council again on the left wing. Vincent will walk the dribble back out to the center of the floor, pass off to the right side for Cotton, 8 to shoot. Henton touches to Council, goes right back to Cotton, fakes his 3, scoots to the left. Cotton penetrates, drives back to Cotton, fires the 3, got it to go as the shot clock goes off.
What a tough shot by Cotton as his ball was in the air. The shot clock went off. Good patience by the Friars. That's good defense by Fairleigh Dickinson. The Friars make a 3.
Bryce Cotton, 5 early points, a 7-0 Friar run as they lead it here 10-3. And they've hit all 4 of their shots from the floor. Here's Hayes with the 3 to the left side. Off balance, missed the shot. Loose ball is ripped away, and a putback by Keanu Rockford.
Well, Goldsboro and Kafani will fight each other for that rebound. And unfortunately, they lost it and give up a deuce.
Stops the 7-0 Friar run. Basketball on the right side, Cotton, top of the key, Council. He got an open look at 3. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound by Goldsboro. Goldsboro tries to go back up, has the shot blocked from behind. It goes out of bounds, and the Friars will keep the ball after a timeout. 15:44 to play in the opening half, and it's Providence 10-8. So losing openers is not something the Friars have done a lot of over the years in this 85th year of basketball. Inbounds comes to Cotton, goes to left wing for Council, and he hits a 15-foot jump shot.
Well, that's a good shot there by Vince. You know, coming out of timeout, Ed Cooley was yelling at Vince, hey, that was a terrible shot, the last one he took. Vince gets a good one there.
Friars a little pressure in the backcourt. Jumper right wing baseline is no good, off the mark. Loose ball rebound is chased down by Smith. And Kofani runs smack dab into Smith as both players chase the loose ball.
Well, long shots usually create long rebounds unless it's made, of course, as Dixon gets up off the bench and comes in for Kofani. But Kofani does a good job out there, altering shots. He's active on the glass. Coach Cooley gives him a 5 when he comes out.
Kofani's first foul, team foul 2. Inbounds comes from Hayes. Baseline goes left corner, jumper up by Robinson. Missed the 3. Rebound ripped away by Rockford. Goes back over the follow, can't get it. Rockford has the ball stolen by Cotton. Up the floor, he gets it to Council. Council, but Cotton drives the lane. Shot gets blocked from behind, but Cotton comes up with the ball. Tries to put up the bunny from the right side, can't hit it. Spinning around with the dribble and driving into the forecourt is Smith. And Smith slows it down and waits for Lonnie Hayes to catch the ball.
A lot of action. Council should have passed that one, though. He had Cotton on a 2-on-1 for a layup, and he'd like to take the shot. Gets it blocked.
Hayes finds the pass on the post for George Good. Good turns around, 15-foot fadeaway off the mark. Goldsboro with a rebound. A whistle underneath the basket.
The full call a foul on maybe Goldsboro on a box out.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Goldsboro called for the foul. His first, team's third.
That's all right. I like to see Goldsboro in there, throwing his body around a little bit. I mean, here's a guy last year didn't even know if he could play at all. And he's starting now.
Well, he's much
quality minutes.
He's much bulkier. He really hit the weights hard in the offseason. You can tell it noticeably on Lee Goldsboro. The inbounds comes to Hayes, drives baseline, tries to put it up off the lane, can't get the shot to go, and it's Dixon with a rebound. Up the floor, he floats the pass to Henton. Henton drives, dumps it off to Cotton. Cotton missed the layup, rebound tip, no good, taken by Council. Council looks the ball back out to Cotton. The Friars save the possession.
Good action right there. Just didn't make the shot, but good job on the boards.
Matthias Seiland, a 6'7 senior from Denmark, is in the game for Fairleigh Dickinson. And with the ball on the dribble on the left side is Council. Coming off the screen is Henton out top against the 2-3 zone. Right corner for Cotton in front of the FDU bench. Top of the key, Henton goes around left again for Council. Down to 12 to shoot. 14-17 in the first half. Friars lead 12-5. Right wing Henton feeds Goldsboro on the baseline in the middle for Dixon. Lobs it left. Now back out for Council. Back to Cotton. Open 3. Left corner. Money.
Boy, good action on the passes. And then Cotton again shoots a jump shot in the deep corner. 2 seconds on the shot clock and makes it.
Bryce Cotton has hit 2 threes. Has 8 points. Friars lead by 10. The largest lead of the game. Silent, top of the key. He finds Rockford. Rockford hands off to Robinson, comes to the left side for Hayes. Solani Hayes runs it at the point, the junior college All-American. Now works away as around a high screen set by Good. Curls down the right side, leaves it off. Deep 3 on the way. Robinson missed everything, but it goes out of bounds off of Goldsboro. And Fairleigh Dickinson will keep it with 10 on the shot clock.
Goldsboro did a good job of boxing out that time, but he had his arm locked up. The Fairleigh Dickinson player, number 44, Rockford, and the ball went off Goldsboro's elbow, but what I like about Goldsboro right there, he boxed out. Didn't go to try to get the rebound. He boxed his man out to keep him off the glass.
Cotton comes out for his first blow, and Gerard Coleman comes in for his first appearance in the ball game, the sophomore from Boston. Silent drives right, leans in, and offensive foul called on Matthias Silent. And taking the charge in the lane was the freshman LaDontae Henton.
Well, Silent just went in there crazily out of control. That was an easy call for the official right there, but good job by Henton stepping in there and taking it right off the chest.
First foul on Silent, second team foul. fourth turnover for FDU. Friars with the ball and a 10-point lead. Right side for Coleman. Top of the key, Council. Council has the zone follow him to the far side of the floor. Forecourt to our right. Now on the wing for Henton. Goes right back to Vincent. Penetrates. Ball gets tipped out of bounds by Silent. And the Friars will keep it with 19 to shoot.
Guys, I like their offense against the zone. They mix it up. They get it along the baseline, and they get it to the foul line, look opposite.
Inbounds lob from the corner. Goes out between the circles to Coleman. So now Gerard stops, looks to the middle, turnaround jumper. Henton, oh my, that free throw line jumper could be deadly for him.
Wow, that's a nice shot again. He's been on the perimeter most of the time, but timeout by Fairleigh Dickinson. But he's on the perimeter most of the time, John. He pops in the foul line that time, catches and shoots it.
17th of 2006. And previous to that, they hadn't played since 1985, and Fairleigh Dickinson beat the Friars in 85, 55-53.
Huh.
So just the third time the Friars and FDU have hooked up on the basketball floor. Knights with the ball into the forecourt after the timeout. Hayes drives right around Cotton, who's back in the game, missed the shot. Ball goes out of bounds, and it was touched by the Friars. Ayatunde Oyeni, a 6'9 sophomore from Lagos, Nigeria, is in the game. Fairleigh Dickinson, similar to the Friars, the fact that two players are on the bench suspended for today's game and will not play, much like the Friars' Batts and Gardner. They have Milquan Boulding, a transfer from Duquesne, who is expected to be a standout for this team, as a former Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Year who's on the bench for coach's decision, as Hayes fires a deep three and scores from the left side.
That's the only guy looking to score for Fairleigh Dickinson, so the Friars have to find him, take the ball out of his hands, make him give it up, and make other players on Fairleigh Dickinson look to shoot.
So no Milquan Boulding and no Muhammad Lowe, a 6'7 grad student from Port Chester, New York, and a transfer from the University of Toledo. Council misses the three from the left corner, loose ball. Hayes picks it up the floor. He finds Robinson. Robinson lays it up, and he scores. And so 5 unanswered points now by the Knights to pull back within 7.
Good athletic move there by Robinson on the fast break. Cotton got back there to bother him, but he elevated, double clutch, and gets the layup.
17-10, 12:08 to play in the first half. Council into the forecourt, high post. He finds Dixon. Dixon, a couple of dribbles, hands off to Coleman, circling to the left. Coleman leans in and draws contact, and he will go to the line as Silent will pick up the foul, his second.
Well, I like the looks of the plays, though, that the Friars have, John. A lot of different looks against the zone. I mean, they don't run the same thing every time. They've run 4 or 5 different options on these plays, and he's doing a good job of getting people who can score in their zones. Like you look at Coleman, you don't want him taking 3. So what he does, he sets a screen for him at the top of at the foul line elbow area, has him turn the corner and get to the painted area where he can create some contact and get to the line. That's where he is right now.
2 shots for Coleman. First one is in and out. Sophomore was 53.7 from the line last season, averaging 10.3 points, 3.1 rebounds per game as he started the majority of his games of his freshman year, but coming off the bench here today to start his sophomore year, and he hits the second free throw, his first point of the season. The Friars are back up by 8. Silent comes out of the game, and it looks like they put George Good back into the game in the post with the ball in the backcourt.
1-2-2, 3-quarter court trap right now.
Breon Smith lobs it to the left side, finds Lonnie Robinson.
Friars fall back into a 2-3 zone, John.
So a 2-3 zone now for the Friars defensively for the first time tonight after being man-to-man to start the game. Hayes penetrates right, kicks off into the right corner. 3-pointer Breon Smith is no good, and it's Henton with a rebound. Up the floor for Council on the right wing, looking to attack. Little shake and bake out front, backs the dribble out, and bounces there for Henton, who spins away from his defender, kicks it off left side for Coleman. Coleman penetrates down, pulls up with a 15-footer off the back iron, no. Good grabs the rebound. Up the floor now for Hayes. Hayes looks to penetrate, gets around Cotton, gets into the lane, leans in, scoops it up off the back iron, and it will fall in.
Somebody, when Hayes has the ball, John, if you're watching this game, you say, hey, listen, run 2 guys at him. He looks to shoot every time. You have to find him and make somebody else shoot. Nobody else on the floor can make a shot but Hayes.
He's got 8 of the 12 Fairleigh Dickinson points, 18-12. Here's Council driving, pushing off, getting away with it, backing out on the right baseline, pulls it out up high for Coleman.
Man-to-man right now by Fairleigh Dickinson, first time.
Coleman now finds Council right at the top of the key, looking for a clear-through against the man-to-man, lobs it to Council, to Coleman. Coleman stopped at the free throw line, left side. Henton got an open look at 3, and he hits another one.
Wow, I tell you what, he spots up nicely, left-handed, gets it up pretty quick right there, and he has good size and range. Knocks that one down. Good pass by Coleman.
LaDontae Henton 2 for 2 from outside the arc. He's got 8 points in the half, and it's back to a 21-12 Friar lead. Driving right, stopping short is Robinson. Robinson pulls it out, finds Hayes. There's another deep three on the way. That one's off the back iron. Rebound tipped over to Dixon. Now Council grabs the ball. A 3-on-2. Break left, scooping it up. Council to Coleman, and Coleman scores. He is fouled.
That's his game right there, Coleman. Get into the basket, get out on the break. Good pass by Vincent Council right there. Coleman finishes it off with a 3-point play opportunity.
Foul is called on Lonnie Hayes, and Coleman will have a chance at a 3-point.
The ball, but they're taking good shots too, John. You know, every shot they take is after 4 or 5 passes, so it's nice cohesion out on the offense.
10-14 to go in the opening half. A 23-12 Friar lead. The 11-point margin is their largest of the ball game. Is Coleman at the line. 3-point play is good. He's got 4 for the afternoon.
He's got to work on those free throws, though, because he'll spend a lot of time on the line with his game, getting in traffic and creating contact.
Fairleigh Dickinson into the forecourt to our left. Lonnie Smith running it at the point. Friars in a 2-3 zone again on defense. Robinson with the ball, left corner now. He finds Robinson. Robinson looks underneath for good. Back on the left wing for Smith. Smith to Robinson at the top of the key. Now shares over to Hayes. Hayes, high post to George Good. Big jump step, drives right side, banks it up, missed the shot. Rebound tap, loose on the floor. It's picked up underneath by Rockford. He goes back up with a follow, comes off the rim, and Rockford gets the tip.
I think the good big guy Good got that one, John. Number 1, George Good tipped that one in.
They will credit it to George Good, the transfer from Louisville. He's a graduate student after getting his undergraduate degree with the Cardinals and being really a guy on the end of the bench. And there's an offensive foul call to the Friars the other way. It's called on LaDontae Henton for using an elbow on a back screen. His first foul, and the 9th on the team here with 9:25 to go in the half.
Von
Giplay's
got to get on that glass. He's the smallest guy on the court right now. And as they bring in Kafani back into the game, but Gipley, when he's in the game with all the small guys, he's got to get on the glass.
So Gipley and Kafani in there with Council, Coleman, and Cotton. And the Friars stay with that 1-2-2 zone trap of the backcourt. Loose defense. Hayes breaks it left, penetrates down the left side of the lane, scoops it up off the glass, won't go, but he creates contact on his way to the hoop. And Lonnie Hayes will go to the free throw line for Fairleigh Dickinson. The foul is called on Gipley.
Lonnie Hayes looking to get into the gaps of the defense. He's thinking shot every time he's on the floor. So when you're out there with him, you know he's going to the basket. So you have to get at him and make him give it up.
Hayes, 6-foot junior, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. As he hits the first free throw, a transfer from Missouri State West Plains. He played 2 seasons there, averaged 18 points, 5 assists, 3 steals per game. Player of the year in his conference. Second shot is no good. Gipley gets the rebound, and he was also a first-team JUCO All-American.
He looks a lot like Agent Zero, they call him down in Washington Wizards.
He does. I was about to say Gilbert Arenas, his clone, is out there on the floor.
It's just like him, and he wears the same number, 0.
Yep. Council with the ball. High post pass to Gipley. Gipley, a couple of dribbles, hands off to Cotton, curl into the left. Ball gets tipped away by Hayes, and Fairleigh Dickinson comes up with a steal as Robinson drives right, lays it up, and he scores. A deuce for Lonnie Robinson.
Robinson's good in that fast break. When he's out in the open court, he's a lot like Coleman, getting to the basket.
24-17. Cotton with the ball in the mid-floor circle. Lead has been cut to 7 after being up as high as 12 a short while ago. Top of the key, Cotton drives right, curling to the left is Coleman, hands off to Council, who weaves back to the right side, stops, ball pops out, but Gipley picks it up. Gipley goes up inside, shot clock got reset, and now the officials just noticed it. Shot clock should not have reset as the ball got away, and that's what the officials are talking about here.
Well, how do you arrive at what it will be here?
I'm not sure. You'd have to see if
TV.
Without a chance to look at the monitor, see where it might be. I'm not sure what you're going to do here. So this is going to have to be a judgment call, I think, on the officiating crew. So John Gaffney, Rob Riley, Sean Corbin meeting near the mid-floor line here on the near side, the scoring table. They come over, talk to the clock operators to see if they can determine what should be up on the shot clock. My guess is it's got to be around 25-ish. 8:23 to go on the game clock, a 24-17 Friar lead. But the ball just kind of slipped out of the hands. It was picked up by Gipley on the wing. And it was not shot at all. So what they're going to do is they're going to put the headphones on and see if the dunk cameras had a chance to pick it up. I guess that's what they're going to try to do here. Well, you don't realize how much you depend on television, do you?
I know. And there's 3 of them out there. Well, it's not their fault. It's resetting the shot clock on that one. I mean, that was not even close to being a shot. I don't know why that was reset.
I think it probably was a reflex action is all I can tell you.
Well, the Friars, they have a lot of former Friars in the house tonight. You know, this afternoon you got former teammate of mine, Dave Fry's here, James Best, Paco Screen, John Dolan was a freshman. I was here as a senior. Aubrey Stallworth, Bruce Campbell, Soupy, Billy Eason, Quentin Burton, Yasik Duda.
Saw Yasik a little while ago. Yeah.
Lou Cole, Mallory Davis, and Nehru King. They're all at the game here today.
Good group of former Friars. I know they had a fundraiser. The full-court boardroom fundraiser was Thursday night at McFadden's.
Yeah, and I see Marshawn Brooks sitting over there courtside with Dominic Coletta.
Yep, he is over there.
Friends and family here today.
It's cool, though. 10 on the shot clock, so they've reset it way down. Friars with the ball. Council has it right side. Jump pass left wing for Coleman. Drives baseline left. Scoops it up. Got the shot blocked from behind. And they're going to call a held ball with 2 on the shot clock, and the possession arrow belongs to FDU.
Good job by FDU that time on the defensive side, but you're looking at, now the shot clock's at 21. Carl LeBranch gets up there and makes sure it's reset. But, you know, a move like that by Coleman that time, John, you want to get into traffic there, but jump into somebody, create some contact, put the onus on the official.
1-2-2 pressure again, broken to the left side by Lonnie Robinson. Now back out to Lonnie Hayes. Hayes between the circles. Friars stay in a 2-3 zone on defense. Hayes has the dribble on the right side, looks at the zone to Robinson on the left side. Now Robinson looks to the middle. Ball kicks out to the left wing. 3-pointer by Breon Smith is short. Long rebound. Tipped out. Loose on the floor. Picked up underneath. And a score for Keeney Rockford.
Coach Cooley can't be happy about that rebounding-wise. He looks for Dixon to go in the ball game.
Well, the Friars just haven't been strong with the ball when it's gotten into the paint on offense.
Well, Friars started 5 for 6 in the ball game, John. They're 2 for 13 since, so you got to get it going here.
Off a screen, top of the key, Coleman with the basketball. Coleman off to the right side for Council. Council, catch and shoot jumper is short. Long rebound is tipped up to Smith. Here come the Knights again, looking to cut further. Yeah, underneath with Robinson with the ball, goes up inside and he scores. And Robinson makes this a 3-point game. He's got 6 for the half. 24-21. Lead is sliced to 3. Council will walk it into the forecourt left side against Robinson.
Man-to-man now.
Yeah, since they've gone back to man-to-man, Fairleigh Dickinson has been a little bit better. Council hangs onto the ball in the right wing, into the right corner for Cotton, looks into the post, back out to Council, shoves it down low to Dixon. Dixon backs his way in off the glass and in for Dixon.
So Dixon's a big upper body. He's a space eater in there. He got good position right there, and he took the ball up the glass.
Dixon's first basket of the game stops a 16-7 FDU run.
Now they got to play some defense. They started off playing solid defense. They did this the last ball game, too. They go in a little lapse where they stop playing defense and stop rebounding. That's how the opposition gets back in the game.
They've gone into the lapse since they went to the zone, Joe. So they're trying to learn how to do that. Here with the ball on the right side is Hayes. Penetrates. Cross court left side. Out of bounds. Right in front of us here. Pass too tall for Breon Smith.
Points in the paint, John. It's pretty obvious. They get no second shot opportunities. They have 14 points to 8 for the Friars. With 14 of the Knights' 21 is in the paint, so the Friars have to get on the glass.
Council with the ball into the forecourt. 6:20 to go in the opening half. Friars lead by 5. Council penetrates right against man defense. Henton feeds the post to Dixon, and a reach-in foul is called on George Good for a hold, actually.
We got Eddie Cooley. He's hilarious when he's with all his comments walking down the sidelines. We can hear him.
Some of our comments will probably be picked up undoubtedly by the sideline mic we have. That's the first foul on Good. Team foul 5 on Fairleigh Dickinson. Coleman retreats in the backcourt, brings it into the forecourt as the shot clock's reset on the possession. Bounce pass out for Council out on the perimeter. Bounces to the high post for Dixon. Dixon turns on George Good, hands off to Cotton, who curls to the left. Now to left corner, Council, open 3, good for Vincent.
Good execution right there. Cotton did a nice job of turning the corner from the screen by Dixon and finds Vincent Council wide open in the corner.
5 points for Council in the half. Friars back up by 8. Bringing pressure to Good on the high post to the free throw line. Jump pass down low for Rockford. Rockford banks it up and can't hit it. Dixon out, battles him for the rebound. Up the floor to Council. Friars trying to get in transition, but FDU back quickly on the defense to cut him off. So Council decides to wait for his teammates. High post comes to Henton. One dribble goes to the left wing for Cotton. Cotton turns, looks, coming off the screen. Coleman fakes right, drives left, leans in. Shovel pass underneath, loose, picked up by Council. Now for Coleman, loose on the floor. FDU is there. They come in. The Friars come in and tie it up. But they're going to say FDU had the ball and called a timeout to save the possession.
Looks like the Friars are consciously trying to get the ball inside to Dixon. You know, they're running a couple plays. See, you're better at it because you hang with them more. You do football together.
If you say so. Hayes will walk it into the forecourt against Cotton. Gets off of a screen, kicks it off of the high post. Pass down in the left corner. Now it comes back up top for Robinson. Robinson, a couple of dribbles, hands off to Hayes out near the midfloor circle. Friars have gone away from the 2-3 zone. Back now for Hayes. Penetrates right all the way down to the baseline, and we got a push underneath called. Goldsboro, who had just come back into the game, is called for his second personal foul, and that is now team foul 6 on the Friars.
Well, Ed Cooley says to go over. Good job, good one. Keep those feet moving. You know, he said 8 on the shot clock, too. They did a pretty good job defensively that time on the shot clock. As Kofani's going to come back in for Goldsboro.
Kofani, yep, back into the game. Shot clock gets reset. They'll inbound baseline right with Hayes from the baseline to inbound the ball. Lobs it on the perimeter now to Robinson. Friars go 2-3 zone off of the inbound. Hayes out on the perimeter. Now the Friars switch and go back man. As Hayes looks for the high screen, rolls to the right side, goes all the way down to the baseline, scoops it up, blocked by Kofani, and a blocking foul is called underneath the basket as well before the block shot. And they're going to get Dixon.
Hayes is doing a nice job of getting through that defense of the Friars. He had a screen high that time, and nobody came over to get him in time in the late defense, but Dixon picks up the foul. Kofani came over to actually block the shot, but Hayes, I mean, he's tough. He got a strong upper body, and we just compared him to, as he makes the free throw, to what's Agent Zero down there in Washington.
Gilbert Arenas. He looks like he could be his shorter little brother. Second shot for Hayes is good. He's got 11 points to lead all scorers so far in the first half.
Arenas is now in Orlando paying that big contract to him. Well, they're not getting paid anything right now.
Not right now. Council into the forecourt. It's 29-23. Friar lead has been cut to 6 with 4:24 to go in the first half. Council looks at Hayes, top of the key, off to the right wing for Cotton. Back to Council. Fakes the threes. Hayes comes out to get him. Goes high post to Kofani. Goes left for Henton. Wide open three. Henton missed that one. Short-armed it, and Good gets the rebound.
Yeah, just short-armed that one, but he was wide open. Good offense that time.
Hayes penetrates. Back out to Robinson. Gets an open look. Puts up an air ball, but the rebound is right there for Keeney Rockford.
Boy, the Friars getting killed on the offensive glass. I mean, they'd be up by 10 or 12 easily if they get the rebounds off the missed first shots by Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, it's a 4-point game. Gerard Coleman comes off the bench to come back in on the next dead ball. Right side for Cotton to Council. Council looks to the high post against the zone. Bounces there for Kofani. Henton comes back to Council. Fakes the three right of the key. Goes back to Henton again. Doesn't want to take the shot. Council fakes the three. Penetrates left. 16-footer up around the rim. No. Offensive rebound. Goes out of bounds. Off of the blue shirts, however, the Friars were a great three-point shooting team. But yet, what's killing them is the offensive rebound. Their initial defense has been pretty good, but they got to get on the glass. You got to put all 5 guys on the glass if you're not a big team. And the Friars aren't big, and they're not going to get big, so they have to get on the glass with all 5 people. Council inbounds baseline left with a fresh shot clock. Out to Cotton, on the perimeter. 2-3 zone for FDU. Council comes out to grab it to Cotton on the right wing. Back to Vincent. Back to Cotton again on the right side. Fires the three-pointer off the rim. No good. Rebound comes down to Smith. Smith handles the ball in the backcourt. Now for Lonnie Hayes. Hayes into the forecourt of the left side. Cut off by Council. Feeds the post. And a foul is called inside on Dixon.
That's your buddy, the official there.
John Gaffney.
He's called like 5 plays in a row against the Friars.
Not my buddy anymore.
You know, Ed Cooley's talking to the officials now saying, you telling me we're playing that physical? I mean, they're doing the same thing down the other end. You know, you got to be consistent.
George Good will go to the line. Second foul on Dixon. It'll be team foul 8. 1-1. Missed the shot. Rebound tapped up, and Dixon grabs it away from Hinton. Here's Council. Bounce pass into the forecourt. Got the ball bounced right back to him. Scoops it up. Missed the shot. It goes out of bounds off the blue shirts. Rockford touched it last. The Friars will keep it as Ron Gipley comes in for Belial Dixon. Friars inbound, baseline right of the basket. And they flip it out to the mid-floor line for Gerard Coleman. Coleman hands off for Cotton, 2-3 zone FDU. Cotton to the top of the key, pass to the right side for Council. Back to Cotton, between the circles. Cotton fakes the pass, takes the dribble left, off the wing for Coleman. Coleman stops, feeds the middle to Henton, goes underneath for Council. Council clears through, and we got a push underneath. A foul is called on FDU as he drove the baseline.
I like that.
Called on Keanu Rockford.
I like that offensive set where they get Council on the baseline, John, and they get the ball to him. Now the defense has to deal. Big guy has to deal with a guard on the baseline. And they're very uncomfortable dealing with that kind of quickness. And usually good things happen. That time the big guy fouled Council when he went along the baseline. But Council's doing a good job on that baseline and finding the open man as well.
Rockford's second foul, team 6. There's inbounds to Henton, who banked it up, got a bump. No good. Rebound follow. Kofani. Whoa, excuse me. Not Kofani, Gipley. And Gipley will not get the shot to fall, but a foul is called on FDU in the process.
Yeah, I was listening to Ed over here. The last time they ran that out of bounds play underneath their own basket, the big guy there, Henton, was open. I mean, he was open on the play. They came right down the middle, and Council missed him. They ran the same play again. He was open again. He caught it and just missed the layup. A good job by Gipley getting the rebound.
Gipley only a 48% free throw shooter a year ago as a freshman, and the free throw here bounces and comes out. Average 1.6 points, 1.6 rebounds.
His stats are just amazing to me. I mean, Gipley at 50%, Coleman at 52%. I mean, that's ridiculous. You got to get in the gym, have some pride, and get on at least get 70% from the line. There's nobody on you.
Gipley hits the second one, his first point of the season. Friars are back up by 5 at 30-25. Coming up on 2.5 minutes to play in the first half here at the Dunk. Hayes, lob pass into the forecourt, right wing for Breon Smith. Back out for Hayes, penetrates around Coleman, and there's a hold out on the perimeter. And they're going to get Coleman for the hold. His first, as the 9th on the team, still be a 1-and-1 here for FDU.
But again, good move there by the Lonnie Robinson there. He has that little pump fake. He has great range. We're watching him in warm-up, so you go for that pump fake on the three-point line. He leans forward, and he jumps into you when he penetrates.
Hayes missed the free throw, and Gipley grabs the rebound on the front end of the 1-and-1. Break for the Friars. Council in the forecourt. And finds the zone as soon as he gets there. To the right side, Cotton, top of the key, Council, fakes the pass left, pulls the dribble out, scoots to the right side, and now dribbles between the circles. Hands off to Cotton, who curls back to the left. He's in the center of the floor, feeds the middle to Gipley, right side for Council, in the corner, back out to Cotton on the perimeter, goes left for Henton, on the left wing for Coleman. Coleman pulls it out with 8 to shoot, goes left side for Council. Council fakes the 3, wants to go up with 4, with 3, fires the 3, off the front rim, no good, rebound Robinson.
The defense by Fairleigh Dickinson that time.
Hayes, alley-oop to good, can't handle it, lost it, picked up by Coleman. Spins into the forecourt with a dribble. Down the lane, scoops it up right side, got blocked out of bounds. And they're going to call a foul on FDU. It looks like they will. Foul is called on 23, Lonnie Robinson, his second, team 7th.
Good move by Coleman. He got out the fast break right there. Lonnie Robinson went for the steal and that nice spin move against him, and you knew when he got that head of steam, he's going to the basket, because one thing Coleman does extremely well is finish. If you get him in the paint with that left hand and the long arms, he's very creative out there and created the foul to get to the line with the contact.
Coleman, 2 shots to the line. First one's no good. Matthias Silent, 6'7" senior for FDU, into the game, replacing Robinson, who just picked up his second foul.
You know, you can't shoot free throws at this clip all year and expect to win games. You just, you know, when you struggle putting the ball in the basket as a unit, you have to make free throws.
Second shot is good, so he gets 1 of 2. 5 points for Coleman in the half. And Friar walk-on, 5th-year senior Chris Carter into the game for the first time out of Worcester. And because the Friars only have 8 scholarship players available here at this early stage of the season, we expect to see Carter get minutes, especially in the first half of the season. He's in there now for the final minute and a half of the half here, and the Friars lead by 6 as Hayes will walk into the forecourt toward the left side. Around the screen, looks for dribble penetration on the left wing, kicks the ball back out high for good. Shot got blocked by Gipley, but the ball retrieved by FDU. Now Hayes penetrates into the lane, scoops it about the glass and in, and a blocking foul called on the Friars underneath. The shot went in the hole.
I think they'll call that on Gipley.
Yeah, the basket is good, and the foul is called on Gipley for the block. Second on Gipley, team's 10th. That was quite a move by Lonnie Hayes to use his body to get in there and kiss that ball off the glass high.
He's like a little fire hydrant when he gets in there. He makes the contact, he creates it, and he's very clever at getting the shot off as well.
So Hayes has 13 of the 27 FDU points. And the three-point play is good. He's got 14 now of their 28, exactly half. And it's back to a three-point game at 31-28 with 1:15 to go before halftime. Council to the top of the key, bounces right for Cotton, back out for Council. Against a 2-3 zone, middle, Hinton, jumper, short, and goes out of bounds. Well, he was wide open, and he just short on that one, too.
Well, he was left-handed, and he's coming to the ball from the left side, and he was catching it falling away, and that's why he didn't have anything on that shot.
So now FDU could actually tie this game with a three-point basket on this possession as we dip under a minute to go in the half. Hayes just walks it right to left into the forecourt. Now moves past Council, gets in the lane. Shot got blocked by Jipley. But Hayes retrieves it in the paint, scoots out to the right side, on the baseline, pulls it back out. Shot clock down to 15 seconds. Hayes well out on the perimeter. Good, sets the high screen. Comes to the left side of that, goes up for a three-pointer. Off the back iron, no. Rebound for the Friars, Henton underneath. Now for Council.
One shot.
Into the forecourt, and they're basically less than a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, and Ed Cooley says one shot. So Council pulls it out in the center circle and looks back at his head coach, and the Friars will set it up for the final shot of the half, leading by 3. FDU content to stay in a 2-3 zone, well off the ball by about 10 feet. Now they start their move with Cotton, penetrates to the right side on the perimeter, hands off to Coleman. The Council on the right side with 6, with 5. Council penetrates, shakes the man, drives inside, off the glass, it won't go in. Rebound tap, Jipley with a second to go.
Good job by Jipley, hit the offensive glass right there. Good move here too by Council, missed the shot, but Jipley going to the glass, tips it in nicely.
So Jipley gets the basket just before the buzzer, and the Friars will take a 5-point lead into the locker room at halftime over Fairleigh Dickinson. Our score is Providence 33 and FDU 28. Joe and I return for the Dexter Credit Union halftime show. With the Friars to open up with possession of the ball to start the second half as we're underway, and PC to use basket to our left in half number 1. Man-to-man defense for FDU. With the ball is Bryce Cotton. Cotton loses the ball. It comes out of bounds on the near side, and the Friars will keep it as it was tipped away there by Lonnie Hayes.
And Jipley gets the start here in the second half over Kofani. The Jipley with that tip in at the end of the half gets rewarded by Ed Cooley, throws him in there to start the second half.
Goldsboro will inbound the ball to Cotton, and Cotton will work it at the point against Hayes. Crosses over the left, hands off to Henton, who curls to the right with a dribble on Matthias Silent. Now hands off to Council, comes off a screen to the left side, looks for his way in, gives the ball back out to Cotton, gets dribble penetration, lays it up high off the glass, a little bit too strong. Rebound comes up the floor. Here's Hayes in the open floor. Hayes leaves it off, and the ball is knocked away and picked up back by the Friars. Friars come up with the ball. Council drives on the break, leaves it off for Jipley, who puts it up, won't get it, he's fouled, and Jipley will have to earn it at the line.
Again, that's not a good decision there by Council, in my opinion. He had Cotton ahead of the break there, 2-on-1. Give him the bounce pass. He's a guy that can elevate. Wanted the alley-oop right there because Cotton is one of the best sleepers on the team. Another thing about that too, John, as a point guard, you got to recognize, okay, do I want to hit Jipley as a trailer break? Nothing against Jipley, but he's not a very good foul shooter. So if he gets to the line, the opportunity of him making the shots are very slim, as he misses that first one. But give it to Cotton, let him have an opportunity to finish off and get the deuce and maybe a three-point play opportunity, or at least get 2 free throws.
Jipley had 3 in the first half. Again, we told you only a 48% free throw shooter a year ago. Friars as a team just 4 of 8 from the foul line of the ball game, but Jipley's second shot is good, so he hits 1 of the 2, and the Friars lead by 6. We're about 40 seconds deep into the second half as Hayes brings the ball into the forecourt to our right in the second half, penetrates down the lane, throws up the bank shot, won't get it off the glass, rebound tipped out, taken by Henton. Henton pushes the dribble out, right to left, lost the ball, picks up the dribble, saves it to Council. Council, left corner for Cotton, back out to Council. Goldsboro around to the right side with the ball, dribbling down inside is Henton. Henton has the ball knocked away, but the Friars pick it up, looking for Cotton. Now for Council, left of the key, pulls it up against the FDU defense in a man-to-man. Council waves for some direction out on the floor, feeds the top of the key for Henton. For Cotton, free throw line extended. Now for Council, coming off a screen with 7 to shoot. Council, now for Henton off the screen. Penetrates to the right. Free throw line jumper is up. Banks it, no. Rebound tip, Goldsboro. Tip twice, no. Out of bounds, and it's off of FDU. Friars keep it.
Good job by Goldsboro getting on the offensive glass, which you like to see. You want your big guys to crash those boards.
So the Friars get a fresh shot clock here as Council inbounds to Goldsboro in the right corner and kicks the ball back out to Cotton.
Lee Goldsboro doesn't even look for his shot.
Cotton, one handoff for Henton, who curls to the right. Now hands off back for Council as they weave along the perimeter. Council cut off there by Rockford. Loose ball picked up on the wing by Henton. He's double teamed over there. Loses the ball in the right corner. Picked up underneath for Gipley, and Gipley again. Hard move to the basket, is fouled on the play.
Little offense by accident, but the Friars will take it. There's a good spin move there by Gipley. It looked like a turnover was about to happen at any time, but Gipley's got the big, strong hands, takes it up strong to the basket, picks up the foul.
And the second foul of the half on George Good, his third personal for the ball game for the Louisville transfer. And so Gipley will go right back to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And he is 2 of 4 from the foul line for the ball game. Gipley's first shot, good. Nothing but net on that one with another coming.
Watching Ed Cooley pump his fists on that one. That's a bonus when Gipley can make a free throw.
I think we all realize that. Friars are now 6 for 10 as a team from the foul line. Second shot, Gipley. Bounces, no. Rebound tipped up by Goldsboro and saved by Henton.
Good job by Goldsboro again, keeping it on the glass.
Cotton, left wing. Gipley feeds Goldsboro to Cotton. Open 3, left wing, off the rim, no. Won't go. Loose on the floor. Saved by the Friars. Cotton penetrates, throws up the floater, and gets it to go.
Got that going again. I'm tooting his horn again, but Goldsboro, he couldn't grab the ball, but he smacked it off the glass. Loose ball. Cotton gets it, gets the score. Good job by Goldsboro.
Great activity off the board for Lee Goldsboro. The Friars stretch the lead out to 9 with 17:44 to go. Up high is Robinson with the ball. Drives on Henton. Cut off at the free throw line. Back out to Hayes right of the key. Hayes directing traffic out there. Good comes up to set the high screen. Going to roll to the left of that. Friars switch the screen. Stop. Feed underneath. And Rockford wide open scores underneath.
Good execution there, especially by the big guy inside. Getting all in post-up position.
Rockford has 8 for FDU. And is back to a 7-point game at 37-30. Cotton coming off the screen as Council. Cut off around the free throw line. Jumper is up. Left is short. Loose ball taken by Rockford, and he saves it to Robinson. Hayes into the forecourt of the right side for FDU in front of his bench on the right side. Now crosses over, drives down to the right block, leans in, and a foul is called. An offensive foul is called on Hayes.
And who picked it up? Lee Goldsboro stepping in there nicely as he helped out his teammate. Picks up the offensive foul as Coleman's going to come in for Council, and I like this substitution. Because Ed Cooley's going to send a message right now to Vincent. He took a bad shot. He's going to hold him here right now. He's going to come off the screen here, run the offense. Don't take that first quick shot. You see what happens, I think Vincent gets a little impatient out there in the offensive end when he hasn't taken a shot, and he hasn't taken one here in the second half, so he comes out, takes a bad one, gets himself a seat on the bench.
So Cotton has the ball in the forecourt. Inside 17 minutes to go, and the Friars lead by 7. They led by as many as 12 in the first half. Coleman, high post to Goldsboro. Goldsboro has the ball kicked by Good on the high post on the entry pass.
You know what Goldsboro can be, John? He can be one of those glue guys. He catches the ball, looks to pass, sets the screen, hits the offensive glass. You need guys like that. And Goldsboro's not even looking for a shot. If his shot comes, he'll take it, but he's just looking to move it.
He's left all alone in the right corner, but won't take the jumper.
Eddie Cooley says fine. Stops his hands.
And Coleman driving and gets a hold at the free throw line as he heads to the hoop. Foul is called on Lonnie Robinson. And that's the third on Robinson and already the 4th team foul on FDU just 3.5 minutes into the second half.
Ed Cooley's done a tremendous job with Goldsboro, getting his confidence the way he is. Now, again, he's the glue guy out there who's going to give you some solid minutes, not make mistakes.
Coleman, free throw line, penetrates out to Cotton on the left wing. He gets into the lane, and we have a whistle and a foul again called. And this one is again called on Hayes. And Hayes picks up his third personal foul, team foul 5.
You know what the Friars are doing, John? Throwing the extra pass. Last year, that shot would have been up already, and a bad one. But they're making Fairleigh Dickinson play defense.
Entry pass into Henton, puts it up in the left wing. No good. Rebound tapped out to Siland. Siland pushes down the forecourt now for Hayes, who's playing in there with 3 fouls for FDU. 7-point Friar lead. Lonnie Hayes will take the dribble over to the far side. Now a high screen set. Friars switch the screen. He rolls to the right toward his bench. Top of the key for Siland. Siland feeds down on the post for Rockford. Knocked away by Coleman. Loose on the floor. Friars get Henton to the floor of the ball and tie it up. And the possession arrow belongs to FDU.
Good job by Henton right there, getting on the floor to get that loose ball. Coleman deflected away and took off, hoping that somebody else would pick it up and get on the break, but it didn't happen. And Henton gets to the floor there and gets the tie-up. Good play by Henton.
Shot clock is at 15 now. It's down to 13. They do get reset on the possession to 15 if it dips under that during the possession. Now the officials have blown the whistle And they said they're not supposed to reset the shot clock? I thought they were when it got under 15 seconds. It's going to stay there. All right, FDU will inbound baseline left of the basket. 16:05 on the game clock, 15 on the shot clock. 37-30. Friars lead it here by 7. Season opener for both teams. Friars, of course, winning their 2 exhibitions against Division II opponents. FDU played just 1 exhibition, and it was a scrimmage against a D1 opponent, so they didn't really have an official game. 3-pointer one side, no good. Rebound out to Henton. Feeds Coleman into the forecourt left. Coleman gets into the lane, sweeps in with the left hand around the rim, and it gets in.
That's where he's effective. I would love to see him out there with some speed. Into the glass. Good play by Coleman.
7 for Gerard Coleman of the Friar lead, back out to 9 as Hayes is cut off by Cotton in the forecourt left.
7 on the shot clock.
Yeah, the shot clock is having some malfunctions here at the dunk.
With the shot clock. But again, I'm on the Goldsboro bandwagon right now, John. He did a great job of boxing out the last time down. His man didn't get the ball, but Henton was able to come in there and get that loose rebound. Good job.
All right, we got a timeout on the floor with 15:44. He's been a booster for a number of years. He coached softball at LaSalle Academy here locally. Always used to seeing Jerry on the road during basketball games, and our condolences out to Terry and his family. He will be sorely missed.
He will be. One of the nicest people I ever want to meet, too.
FDU with the basketball, 16 to shoot down the lane. Rockford has the shot blocked out of bounds by Ron Gipley, and FDU will keep it with 15 on the shot clock.
Ed Cooley getting great minutes out of Gipley and Goldsboro here to start the second half.
Silent inbounds, baseline left out on the perimeter. He finds Hayes. Hayes curls around to the right. Hayes pulls it out toward his bench into the right corner. Smith with a deep three-pointer falling away. No. Offside rebound taken by Coleman. Coleman gives it up to Council into the forecourt to the left, cut off at the top of the key. Now he finds Goldsboro on the high post, goes right to Cotton. Cotton holds on. Coleman coming off the screen, gives the ball back out to Bryce. Bryce gets caught in midair, lost the ball, picked up by Hayes. Hayes now drives down the floor, drives, puts it up, and scores, and he's fouled by Council from behind.
Boy, a nice move by Hayes. I mean, he had Council on one side and Cotton on the other, and he was able to split those two guys with pretty good quickness, get the shot off and get fouled and score. But you never jump in the air. Tell young kids, you never jump in the air to throw a pass, and that's what Cotton did that time. Went up for the jump shot, got stuck up there, and ended up throwing the ball away. Leads to an easy deuce and possible three-point play.
Well, Hayes gets his first basket of the half, and the free throw is good for Lonnie Hayes. He's got 17 to lead all scorers. First foul on Council. First on the Friars in the second half, and it's 39-33. Just like that, 9-point lead is cut to 6. Friars with the basketball. Council into the forecourt.
2-2-1 press they had right there, Fairleigh Dickinson. They fall back in a 2-3 zone.
Council controls right at the 5-second line in front of his bench. Top of the key for Cotton. Cotton rolls to the right. Coming off the screen is Coleman. Coleman looks down low, holds the ball with the left hand, pushes back out for Cotton. Back to Council, Coleman again. Coleman drives down to the right baseline. Pulls up 15-footer, rattles it in.
Good move there by Coleman. He's left-handed. He went right that time strong and jumps up and makes the jump shot. Nice little 12-footer. That's his range. If he can concentrate on doing that, it'll be very effective this year.
9 for Gerard Coleman. Friars back up 8. Here's Hayes driving between two defenders, throws up the runner, missed it, rebound, Council under the basket. Friars into the boards much better here in the second half. Council, transition, down the lane, floats it off underneath the Gipley. Gipley, 1-on-2, goes up, he's fouled. So Gipley took it right into the teeth of the FDU defense. The foul is called on George Good, who picks up his 4th personal, and Gipley will go back to the line for a 3rd time here in the half.
Well, again, Council missed Coleman. I mean, he's got Coleman on the break. You know, he's got Gipley trailing, and, you know, Council's coming down the middle. Coleman just scored. He's got a wide-open layup on the left side. He doesn't give him the ball. I mean, give him the ball. Let him lay it up rather than hit a trailer break by Gipley. I mean, Gipley's hustling out there, but you don't want him on the foul line with a steady diet. You're not going to score.
He misses the first free throw as Cotton comes out for a breather, and Henton comes back into the game. Dixon is waiting to come in if Gipley can hit this free throw. Tunde Oyeni comes in, and Matthias Silent goes out. Lonnie Robinson also re-enters the game for Fairleigh Dickinson. So one more try at the line for Gipley. Friars are 6 for 12 at the foul line. The second shot is good. So he has hit exactly 4 of 8 from the foul line for Ron Gipley.
That's good if you're in regular play. at 50%. But from the foul line, that's not very good. So Friars have to work on that. But they're doing a good job of battling out there on both ends. They just have to reward themselves by making free throws.
Back to a 9-point game at 42-33. Right side, Smith drives in the lane, pulls it up with the left hand, and banks it up and in for Breon Smith, his first basket of the game. For the returning leading scorer for this team is Coleman. Answers the other way, banks it up on the left side, and scores over Rockford.
Good move by Coleman right there. Council found him that time, got him the ball quickly, and Coleman finishes it off.
11 for Coleman to lead the Friars. Back to a 44-35 advantage. Driving right, Rockford, free throw line, kicks it off left side for Smith, penetrates down to the left baseline, puts it up short off the glass, a whistle and a foul on the Friars under the basket. And they'll give the foul to Bilal Dixon. That's his third personal, second at team foul here with 13:27 to go in the second half. And Breon Smith, 6'4" senior from Detroit, Michigan. About 72% for the foul line last year as a junior for FDU. And the first shot here is good. Averaged 6.1 points per game. Played his first 2 years of basketball at Miles Community College. Averaged about 19.5 points per game. Second shot, no good. Rebound, Dixon taps it twice. And then Coleman, Council taps it himself, but it's stolen there by Hayes. Hayes penetrates right corner for Smith. Smith moves to the center of the floor, back in the right wing for Hayes, goes to the right baseline, cut off. Goldsboro cuts him off, moves back out in front of his bench on the near side right. Top of the key, Smith, open three, got it.
Boy, that's the second shot opportunity. The Friars just standing around on a missed free throw. Dixon not ready to get the rebound. Cost his team 4 points.
Breon Smith gets his first tray of the ball game, and it cuts it now to a 5-point game at 44-39. And Fairleigh Dickinson goes back to his zone. Left side, Henton on the baseline for Coleman. Lobs it back out center for Council. Council shows the ball, moves to the right, backs it outside the three-point stripe. 2-3 zone now for FDU. Off of the wing for Coleman, right side, back to Council. Open look at three, and it's an air ball. But there's Henton with a foul on a putback score. He is fouled.
The Council will say, hey, that's an alley-oop. Now he's saying he officially got fouled on that play. Anytime a player shoots an air ball, they always have an excuse. Gust of wind came through the window. But you know what? Good play by Henton as he was on that baseline. Saw the ball coming down, catches it and takes it up strong. Gets the layup and the foul. We'll give Council an assist on that. How's that?
Absolutely. Oyeni gets the foul.
Dixon comes right out of the ball game, and Eddie has something to say to them. Say, listen, I put you in the ball game. You got to be ready to play when you get in there. You stand around on the foul line off the missed free throw. You're coming out. Pick up a cheap foul, and then we don't even get the ball back.
Henton missed the free throw. It's a 46-39 score. Hayes cut off of the free throw line, bounces out for Smith, goes right back to Hayes on the perimeter. Now Dixon's getting set to come back in with Cotton on the next dead ball. Hayes cut off by Goldsboro. Top of the key, goes left. Robinson drives into the lane, kicks it back out to Hayes, shows the ball, scoots to the right, cut off again by the Friar D. Into the right corner, keeps the dribble going with 8 on the shot clock. Gets dribble penetration, leans in underneath for Rockford. Reverse layup, missed everything. Coleman with the rebound. Good defense by the Friars. Coleman in transition with the ball, cut off by Rockford. Saves it to Goldsboro, right back to Coleman. Cancel handles on the left side. FDU sets up in the zone. Inside, 12 minutes to play. Friar lead is 7. Council, round the right side to Coleman. Free throw line extended. Coleman pulls it out of the elbow between the circles for Council. Scoots to the left side for LaDontae. Henton now with 10 on the shot clock to Council. Gets dribble penetration lane, throws up the floater, missed everything. Rebound loose on the floor, picked up underneath. FDU controls. Hayes now controls the dribble into the forecourt left, into the corner. Showing the ball is Robinson, and he travels with the basketball.
Good call by Sean Coleman. He traveled the last time he had it. Gets away with 1 out of 2.
11:27 to go in the second half. Timeout on the floor. Providence 46. Fairleigh Dickinson.
Well, you look at the stats here. Friars 5 for 13 at 38% to start the second half. Fairleigh Dickinson 4 for 10. Friars, though, winning the rebounding battle here in the second half, 10-7. That's key. And just 1 turnover for the Friars.
Friars with the ball in a 7-point lead as Council controls now. Forecourt to her left against the 2-3 zone. Has the ball off the top of the key to the right. Now off the right wing for Cotton, back to Council. Council, 1 dribble, back to Cotton again on the right wing at the elbow. Now Council brings the ball left for Coleman, finds the middle. Henton, turnaround 15-footer, missed everything off the rim and off the backboard. He's been open for some shots, hit his first couple, and then hasn't been able to hit that since.
Yeah, it's a tough shot when you catch there. You turn, you're looking blind, and all of a sudden the defender's right there in a 2-3 zone.
Hayes off the top, now goes left for Robinson, back out to Hayes near the center circle for FDU. Now Hayes starts his dribble toward the far side at the elbow, stops, keeps the dribble alive, spins to the inside, goes to the basket, lays it up, and he scores.
I mean, what they make it look easy out there, Hayes. I mean, he's a tough player. As Bryce Kofani gets up off the bench, I'm sure he'll be coming in for Mr. Dixon.
19 for Lonnie Hayes, and FDU is not going away. They're back within 5. Cotton with the ball against the zone, looks to Council on the right side. Back to Cotton again between the circles. Cotton, 2 dribbles, comes to the left wing for Coleman, on the baseline left for Council. Back to Coleman again on the wing. Coleman gets in the lane. Fadeaway jumper at the free throw line, tap, no, rebound, loose on the paint, and picked up by FDU. Here come the Knights into the forecourt left for Hayes. Hayes cut off by Coleman. Coleman really gets out and extends, and then he fouls him on a reach-in.
You know, at this level, it's tough to reach in and try to steal a ball from behind on guards. Especially that Lonnie Hayes. I mean, he's a guy who really has complete control out there. What he's doing is Kofani comes back in for Dixon.
Second foul on Coleman, 3rd team foul on the Friars with 10:02 to go. And for a shot clock as Hayes will inbound baseline left of the basket into the left corner for Smith. Breon Smith brings it out up high for Robinson. Lonnie Robinson to Lonnie Hayes on the left wing for FDU. Friars in a man defense. Hayes working against Council. Left free throw line extended. Uses the off arm. Screen is set. Cuts to the right to the top of the key. Backs it out between the circles.
He wants to shoot.
He does. You can kind of tell. He's waving through the screener. Angles to the left. Cuts back to the right. Gets in the lane. Dumps it off underneath for Oyeni. Oyeni lost the ball, and a foul is called on the Friars for a push.
Well, Kofani had good position right there. He just kept kneeing him, pushing him up, bumping him while he had the dribble. If he just held his position, he would have been fine. He was in very good defensive position, but a little anxious and picked up the foul.
Second foul on Kofani. 4th team foul. And a fresh shot clock again for FDU. Inbound baseline right in the corner for Hayes. In the middle of the floor for Oyeni. Goes up with a 15-footer off the rim. No. Coleman grabs the rebound. And Coleman is fouled off the rebound by Rockford.
That should be 1-1
It is now. It is now. 3rd foul on Rockford.
So Coleman gets to go to the line here. That's the good news. The bad news is he's been struggling from the foul line. 52% shooter, as you alluded to, John, last year. And, you know, Gerard is a player that, if he just works on his free throws, because he's going to spend a lot of time on the foul line if he plays, because he's always in the paint, slashing to the basket.
Coleman's free throw is good, so he hits the front end. That's big. He's got 7 points in the second half to lead the Friars. 12 for the ball game also to lead the Friars. Averaged 10.3 per game last year. Had a career high of 19 against Louisville. Second shot is up, and it is good. Hits them both.
2 in a row. We haven't seen that in this ball game. 2 shots in a row from the foul line, and Coleman knocks him down. That's good to see, because he's a guy I think is going to get there a lot.
13 for Gerard, 48-41. Back to a 7-point game. Friars in the lead. Ball in the backcourt. Long pass by Hayes underneath Rockford, and Rockford all alone for the dunk.
Boy, good execution there by Fairleigh Dickinson. Threw it over the top of the press to get an easy dunk.
Keanu Rockford has 10. And the lead is back to 5 at 48-43.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, John, against the press. You're going to give up some easy hoops because you're gambling in the front of it, so you have to live with that.
Council finds Cotton left at the top of the key. Cotton on the left wing for Coleman. Coleman looks to the post for Kofani, but not open, so Coleman brings the dribble out and finds Cotton. Now to the right side for Council. Drives the baseline right, and a whistle. Hold on the right side, and it is called on Lonnie Robinson. That's his 4th personal foul with 8:50 to go. So FDU getting in some foul trouble here. That's team foul 9. So it's still a 1-1 here for the Friars with 8:50 left as Matthias Silent comes in, replacing Lonnie Robinson, who goes out with his 4th foul.
Well, Robinson's probably the 2nd best player as far as scoring goes. So that's a big foul right there for Fairleigh Dickinson with 8:50 to go. But he had to respect Council's outside shooting.
And the free throw is in and out by Council. He can't get it to go on his first attempt at the line for the ball game. And the score stays 48-43. Hayes drives up high, blocked by Kofani. Up before to Coleman. Coleman 1-on-2, slides down the lane, scores.
Well, he is terrific in the open court. He's got a nice rhythm going right now. You get him out ahead of people on that open court, he will finish.
And Greg Vetrone, FDU's coach, calls timeout after that last exchange.
Well, he's complaining to the official. He thought it was a shot about goaltending, but Kofani was way up there. You know, he...
Ball brought to you in part by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 99, on time, on budget, right the first time. John and Joe back of the dunk, underway again with FDU with the ball, trailing by 7. As George Good has the ball on the high post, feeds off to underneath for Keanu Rockford, and Keanu Rockford goes up with a strong left-handed layup.
Well, that's 2 layups in a row against the press the Friars have on there. So Friars have to do a little better job of concentrating the back of that press.
Rockford with 12 points and 10 rebounds for the Knights to lead the way here. Back within 5, coming up on the 8-minute mark. Counts with the ball right of the key, off the screen, Cotton, open 3, got it!
Good execution right there as they brought the ball to the strong side, and Cotton pops out on the weak side, wide open, knocks it down right in front of Coach Cooley.
13 for Bryce Cotton. Knocks down the open look, silent with the ball on the right side, and he traveled with it right in front of his bench. And now we have an officials timeout on the floor with 7:49 to go. And the Friars with a little more breathing room, 53-45 over the FDU Knights from Nelligan Sports. This is Providence Friar basketball.
If you are
7:49 to play in the season opener and the debut of the Ed Cooley era as head coach. 15th head coach here at Providence College. And Providence with the basketball as we come back to play.
Friars going with a small lineup, basically 4 guards out there, and Bryce Kafani as the center.
And Council has it in the forecourt. Again, basket to our left here in the second half. They throw out the double team on him. Cotton, an open look at 3, right of the key, left it short. Offensive rebound tapped over to Kofani. Kofani gets in the lane, drives inside left side, put it up too strong. It's loose underneath, and Good pulls it away for FDU.
I like that move, though, by Kofani. Nice rebound, took it up strong, wasn't able to finish it, but he has great leaping ability. Once he gets more confidence, he's going to be a factor.
Hayes has the ball and control of it here in the forecourt to our right. Takes it over to the far side. Looks for the cut. Doesn't get the pass away as he continues with the dribble on the left wing. Now comes to the center of the floor, to the top of the key, and an offensive foul is called on FDU.
Absolutely.
And it's called on Hayes for using the off arm to push away, and that's 4 fouls on Lonnie Hayes. Team foul 10 on FDU.
That was an easy one. Good defense by Vincent Council right there. Moving his feet, got in front of Hayes. Hayes wanted to turn the corner with the right hand and pushed him off. Picks up the offensive foul. That was a good call.
The Friars get the ball on the 10th FDU turnover of the ball game. Council now to the right side for Cotton. Back to Council again. Looking against Hayes defensively.
Good call. Good call.
Alley-oop to Kofani, who couldn't control it. Slipped out of his hands and goes out of bounds.
Boy, they set that up perfectly. What a great pass. Kofani didn't catch it. If he caught that ball, he had an easy dunk. John, how high was he on that one? His elbows looked like he was over the rim on that.
He was way up there. Way up. Ed Cooley just grimacing in pain on that missed opportunity because Kofani could have slammed it down, and the lead remains 8. FDU with the ball. 6:39 to go on the dunk clock. Hayes driving inside, throws up the floater off the rim, rebound tap, no good, loose underneath, and it's off of the blue. It'll be white ball.
Kofani came over there and changed that shot. Hayes was flying down the middle, turned around. There's Kofani up in the air, ready to block another shot, and Hayes had to throw it up higher and missed the shot. Good job by Kofani changing the shot of their best scorer.
So again, the Friars with a chance to take it to double digits on each of their last 3 possessions. They haven't been able to do it. Here's Council, the right side for Coleman. Back out to Council, right of the key. Henton sets the screen, double teamed, and we're going to go the other way. Another offensive foul called. This one on LaDontae Henton.
Well, you got to be careful with the screens. Look at Goldsboro. He moves a lot when he sets the screen. He's going to get called for blocks during the year. Officials will try to establish that early in the ball game. You pick up some cheap ones, but that's a late one right there.
That's his second personal. That is team foul 5 on the Friars. Just their 8th turnover of the basketball game. But again, FDU continues to hang around. Friars can't put any distance between themselves and the Knights. Hayes, lob pass to Good. Turn around 18-footer right baseline. No. Rockford follows, score.
No box out right there. You got 4 guards out there. You're not going to out-jump these guys. You got to box them out when the shot goes up.
14 for Keanu Rockford. 53-47. Cotton off his screen to Coleman, right free throw line to Council down the lane, lays it up, scores, and he's fouled.
Good job right there on the penetration. Good job by Coleman finding Council moving without the ball, John. That was the key play of that play. Council didn't stand on the perimeter watching Coleman go to the basket. He cut to an open spot. Coleman finds him up in the air, and Council finishes it off.
Rockford picks up his 4th personal foul for FDU. Council have the opportunity at the 3-point play. Free throws up, it's good. That's 8 for the ball game for Vincent Council, and the lead is 9 at 56-47. So each time FDU has made a bit of a run, the Friars have found a way to answer.
Well, they're doing it with solid defense as well.
Breon Smith with the ball. Top of the key, penetrates left, finds George Good. Fadeaway 16-footer, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Rockford, who put it back up against Henton, and Rockford is fouled by LaDontae Henton.
It's too bad. Henton had position on that play. Rockford did a good job right there. He has a double-double right now, Rockford. So you got to, when the shot goes up, you better find him. He has good, strong upper body, goes to the glass, and he can score.
Rockford's going to go to line to shoot 2 on Hinton's third personal. Team foul 6 on the Friars. And the Knights 6 for 10 from the foul line as a team. Rockford, 6'6" junior out of Brooklyn, a transfer from the Global Institute of Technology.
Where is that?
New York.
Well, he's got 13 points and 10 rebounds, so Rockford's doing a good job.
Average 14 points and 14 rebounds per game over 2 seasons. First team all-region junior college. Second shot for Rockford. Lefty lets it fly, missed it, and a rebound chased down by Kofani. 56-48, an 8-point Providence lead. We've got 5:25 to go here in the second half. Council takes the dribble right. Now cutting back to the left is Cotton with the drive on Hayes. Hands off for Henton between the circles, back out for Coleman. Coleman hands off to Council, walks it toward his bench here on the left side. Screen set by Kofani, kicks it off left corner for Cotton, drives baseline, gets cut off, double team, floats it back out. It's dipped into the backcourt by Breon Smith, and he's got a dunk the other way.
Good defense there by Fairleigh Dickinson. Trapped Cotton on the baseline, had nowhere to go, and the Friars got to move to the ball when they see a teammate get trapped like that.
That's 8 for Smith. All of it has come here in the second half, and we're at a 6-point game. And again, FDU hanging around. Quick pass underneath for Kofani, who shares it there with Cotton as his shot blocked, chases it down in the right corner. Coleman comes up with the ball. Now for Cotton on the left wing. He penetrates, floats it up, banks it in, counts the basket, and a foul on the block. Bryce Cotton elevating and creating contact on his way to the basket.
Well, he did a great job of getting up in the air, John. He had a size disadvantage there, but he jumped into the defender, bounced off him, and went higher, kissed it off the glass after he heard the whistle, makes the shot, and he gets to go to the line for a foul shot.
And Keanu Rockford, by the way, has just fouled out of the game. The foul was called on Rockford. That's his 5th with 4:36 to go.
That's a big play right there by Bryce Cotton. He did a nice job of getting to the glass, of jumping in to Rockford. To get Rockford out of this ballgame, we just mentioned he's got 14 points and 10 rebounds, so that's the guy you want out of the ballgame if you're the Friars, and Cotton made a nice move right there to get that done. Bryce, and also Kofani caught the ball in the middle right there. He should have taken the jump shot in the paint. It was a good pass in there by Cotton, but he got his footwork got a little bit out of whack in there, Kofani. Again, he hasn't played in a couple of years, so he's a guy that will get better, but that's a perfect example where if he catches it and takes a little jump hook with his elevation, John, he'd be throwing the ball down at the basket.
Well, Rockford fouls out officially, Joe, with 15 points and 12 rebounds, and he is out of there with his 5th foul and 4:36 to play as Bryce Cotton will try to complete the 3-point play at the foul line. Free throw is up, and it is good. 16 points for Bryce Cotton to lead the Friars, and they're back up to a 9-point lead with 4.5 to go. And now the Friars go to a 2-3 zone for the first time here in the second half. Hayes kicks it over to Robinson on the left wing, back out to Hayes. Hayes and Robinson are both out there with 4 fouls apiece for FDU. Now Hayes takes the dribble toward his bench on the right side. Long lob pass left corner for Robinson. Shakes off his man, drives into the paint, stops, leans in, throws it up, won't get it. Rebound for Good, and Good is fouled on the putback.
Kofani came over and almost blocked the initial shot, but the ball came down loose hands and then picks up the foul.
Gipley is actually going to get called for the foul, Joe. That's his 3rd and the 7th on the Friars, but it'll be 2 shots anyway for George Good.
Gipley playing center with this group as Henton gets up off the bench to check in.
George Good graduated from the University of Louisville last year as he hits the free throw. 27 games, made 2 starts, averaged just 8 minutes per game for the Cardinals, and Henton comes back in for Gipley. Averaged just under 3 points and right at about a rebound and a half in a bit roll for the Cardinals and Rick Pitino. He hits both free throws here, and he's got 4 points in this one. Makes it 59-52, and again, FDU doesn't go away. They cut it back to a 7-point game. Friars have been up by as many as 9 on several occasions here in the half, led by as much as 12 in the first half, but have not been able to pull away from Fairleigh Dickinson. Council hands off to Coleman, circles to the left, that's down the left side of the lane, goes over the fadeaway bank shot, won't get it. Foul is called on Oyeni.
Coleman hurt himself on that play as he tried to avoid the offensive foul. Did a nice job of avoiding it, getting some contact into the line.
He'll go to the line and shoot 2 after And Joe at the dunk with 3:47 to go. Friars leading Fairleigh Dickinson 59-52. As we reset it for you here, Friars with 17 fouls, Fairleigh Dickinson with 10, so the Friars are in the double bonus the rest of the way. Each team has 3 timeouts still to call. Well, Fairleigh Dickinson in some foul trouble. They've already lost Keanu Rockford for the game with 5 fouls, and is out of there with 15 points and 12 rebounds. And 3 other players, as Coleman's free throw is short off the front of the rim. 3 other players out on the floor have 4 fouls in George Good, Lonnie Hayes, and Lonnie Robinson.
Friars just 12 for 21 now from the foul line as Coleman knocks down that second free throw. Now you got to play some good D here, John.
60-52. 3:40 to go. Still plenty of time in this game for anything to happen. High post
man-to-man.
To Good. Yep, man-to-man defense. Good works on Kofani. Hands off the ball to Smith. Now Oyeni goes to Hayes, who curls to the right side, stops at the free throw line, leans in, throws up the runner off the back iron twice, no good. And there, loose ball underneath. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be off of the white shirts. Kofani had his hands on it momentarily, but it will be FDU's ball.
Well, he was up above everybody. When he came down, he brought it into whoever was with him and lost the ball out of bounds. But he's all over the glass. You love the effort by Kofani.
The inbounds goes in the left corner to Hayes. Hayes curls around to the right side. On the wing now for Breon Smith. Smith in front of his coach on the near side. Double team. Gives it underneath the Good. Good bounces the ball off his foot. And they're going to call a foul before that?
Said off Kofani's leg.
Off Kofani's leg. All right. I wasn't sure what the official was calling there, but they say Kofani hit it off his leg. 26 to shoot. Hayes will inbound. Baseline right of the bucket. Looks for the cutter. Ball is tipped and stolen by Kofani. He blocked it, came down with the ball, pushed it up the floor to Cotton. Cotton drives the left hand, left the rebound short. Loose ball taken by Gipley with a foul, and Gipley puts it in.
Kofani missed it. He followed it up on the dunk, missed it, and Gipley right there with the left hand throws it up off the glass. Good activity by the Friars.
That's 8 for Gipley, and that's a career high for the sophomore from Lowell, Mass.
At the start in the second half after that tip in at the buzzer the first half.
Hayes working right. Friars get their first double-digit lead of the second half. Good down to the block right side. Gipley comes across with a steal and is called for the foul.
You see, that's an easy call for the official, John. They did a good job of getting over there in position. Good caught the ball on the baseline.
Oh, they're not going to give it to Gipley. They're going to call the foul on Kofani instead. Yeah.
Kofani was on the top side trying to deny the ball, and Gipley's job is to come baseline. And they had a good trap there, but Gipley stopped, and then Kofani reached in. You don't want to do that. You had him all bogged in where you wanted him as Good makes the first free throw. That's just an experience. Those two guys didn't play. Well, right. Kofani didn't play at all last year, and right. Gipley didn't play a lot.
Good hits the first free throw. He's got 5 points for the game. FDU's 10 of 15 from the foul line, and he hits the second one. 62-54 with 2:40 to go. Gipley comes out. Henton comes in.
I'm watching the coach of Fairleigh Dickinson. He's all upset. The late horns by the Friars to get people in the game. Full court press right now, though, by Fairleigh Dickinson with 2:40 to go.
Friars run the baseline. Henton inbounds to Council. Council gets around Breon Smith into the forecourt. Got away with a little bit of a push, but no foul call there.
I mean, he pushed him twice. What's Sean Corbin looking at?
So Council works it up against Smith. Has the dribble on the left side. Wants to attack the basket. Backs it down the left wing. Now drives baseline. Throws up the runner and scores.
So Fairleigh Dickinson elected to play tough man-to-man there with no help, as Bryn Smith had to guard Council by himself. Not a good matchup.
10 for Council for the ball game. Friars back up by 10. Good on the high post. Looks underneath. Bounce pass knocked away by Henton and picked up by the Friars. And controlling is Coleman in the backcourt. Friars with the ball. 2 minutes to play and a 10-point lead.
Well, Kofani tipped that away. That's why Coleman was able to get the steal. Long arms by Kofani. Good anticipation.
Council controls left side on Lonnie Hayes. Off the top of the key for Cotton. Coming off the screen is Coleman on the right wing. Coleman now penetrates right baseline. Backs it back out for Cotton. Now for Council again. Down to 10 to shoot. Council says, got to go here. Crosses over. Gets a great screen. Goes down the lane. Scoop to the hoop and a score.
Good job there. Using the time on the clock and then calling the pick and roll up top. You get Council down the middle with a nice finger roll. 12
for Vincent Council of the game, and the Friars match their largest lead of the game at 12. And there's a jumper by Lonnie Hayes. He got fouled off the right side of the free throw line. And it's called on Council. It's just his second personal.
Well, that's a play right there, John. You know they're going to go pick and roll. So whoever's guarding the screener and Council guarding Hayes. Just double team him. Make somebody else catch and shoot, especially Good. Good was setting the screen. He's not a guy who can score. Hit the outside shot. We've seen that so far. So make him take the shot.
Hayes hits the first free throw. It's team foul 9 of the Friars, by the way. Into the game is Dylan Moody, a 5'8 freshman from Philadelphia, at guard for the first time as Hayes hits both free throws. 66-56. Friars get the inbound against the pressure and break it into the forecourt with Council. Council getting dogged by the freshman Hayes there.
He hasn't played the whole ball game.
No, but he's going to go to work on Council here. As Council penetrates left, goes down the left baseline off the bank shot, missed it. Rebound! Kofani, and he is fouled on the rebound. Jam putback. Holy moly!
I tell you what, he's improved 1,000% since that first game against Assumption. I mean, that was a great play. He hits the offensive glass the whole ball game and times the miss and goes up there and slams it home. He's missed a couple of those in his ball game on the timing, but he's all over the glass. He's very active, gets rewarded right there for the hard work he's done the whole ball game, John, by getting that tip dunk there.
That's his second basket of the game, and both of them have come on dunks. Kofani's free throw here, first of his career, bounces and comes out. Good with the rebound. Friar lead is 12. We're coming up on an even minute to play as Hayes drives around Council, and a foul is called on Council as he ran it down the right side of the lane and threw it up at the basket. Council is called for the foul with 1:05 to go.
Kofani came over and blocked the shot, too.
You need to be careful. It might have been a goaltend.
It could have been. I mean, if we're on the road, it probably would have been. But I think the officials called that it wasn't an opportunity to go in, so they didn't want to give him the shot. But, again, Lonnie Hayes getting by Council pretty easily.
22 points for Hayes, Joe, to lead all scorers as he gets the first free throw.
If I'm watching this guy, which we have been the whole ball game, I want him to go left. You got to force him left into where he can get some help.
Hits them both, makes it a 10-point game. Coming up on a minute to play. Coleman breaks the pressure to Kofani into the forecourt. He lays it up and he scores. Brees Kofani with the runner down the lane.
Boy, he's giving him some good minutes.
Here's Hayes, deep three on the right side, and he answers back with three. And a timeout is called by Greg Vitrone and Fairleigh Dickinson with 53.7 left. It's 70-61.
You know, I look at this Friar team defensively, man-to-man. You know, many teams have one guy you call a stopper. You can put on somebody. I don't see the Friars with anybody that can do that. Probably their best defender would be maybe Bryce Cotton on the perimeter. Kofani's their best big man defender, no question about it. I think Bryce Cotton is going to be the guy that has to guard somebody. And, you know, as you look at the tape here, Vincent Council isn't doing a very good job on Lonnie Hayes. Lonnie Hayes is doing whatever he wants out there on the offensive end. So Friars are going to need to find somebody late in ball games. If they're in a game like this where they need a stop and the best player on the other team, you have to have a defender who can get out there and play them. And I don't think it's going to be Council after this performance. I think maybe you'll see a guy like Bryce Cotton who will get after it.
9-point Friar lead, 53.7 left. Fairleigh Dickinson will full court press. Henton will inbound, baseline to our right. Runs the baseline, finds Cotton in the backcourt, spins out of trouble away from Robinson. Double team follows him, looking for some help. Finds Council to the forecourt left. Underneath the Henton, tipped away, but Coleman right there to pick it up for the lay-in.
Boy, Friars get lucky there. As Council's throwing the ball inside like that, you want to use the clock. Almost had it stolen.
Here's a deep three by Hayes. That's a 28-footer. Rebound out to Good. Good has it tipped away from behind. It's loose on the floor, and a travel.
Oh, he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds with the ball is Oyemi. So the Friars will get it back with 32.2 on the clock. 13 turnovers for FDU, and that should just about do it. And the shot clock is off. Council will just walk it into the forecourt. Now he gets a little pressure here from Dylan Moody. Back out to Coleman. Coleman's just going to let the clock roll. FDU has decided they're not going to challenge. And Ed Cooley's debut as head coach of the Providence Friars is a success at the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Nice win. I mean, the Friars did a lot of good things in this ball game, and they're steadily improving from the first time I've seen them play.
72-61. Friars beat the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights by 11 and get their first win of the young season for 2011 and 2012.